working.
This broadcast on 106.3 ESPN Radio is
pay no
brought to you
attention to the
locally
fact
by
we're not playing
Peter
Lewis
Pan
Capaldi.
Market and Deli,
Okay, sir.
Astoria Ford, Joe's Mobile, the Seaside Outlets, Northwest Lending Group, Classic Community College, Lucky Duct HVAC and Dryer Duct Cleaning, and North Coast Runner Supply. You're tuned in to ESPN Radio on 106.3.
Welcome back to CMH Field as we get things started. And Coach Rube trying the tricky thing to get things started. The Fishermen won the toss. They deferred, so they kicked off to the Gladstone Gladiators of Riverdale, and they went with the onside kick. It was successful. The Fishermen will have possession on the other side of the 50 to get things started, and they're going to start at the 36-yard line here at CMH Field. The Fishermen trying a little bit of a trick to get things started. You see that a little bit more in high school ball. You never know. Catch them off guard, see what you can come up with. And here we are underway with the Fishermen recovering that onside kick, and Shacker with the ball in shotgun as three receivers to his right. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN 106.3. I'm Rob Kovacs, joined by Bob Wilkie for the call of Astoria High Fighting Fishermen football. And the jet sweep is going to be a good one as Morrow gets around to the edge and gets about 4 yards. Good job by senior Trevor Morrow to get around the edge and pick up some extra yardage here on homecoming night.
Yeah, homecoming already, Rob. Here we go.
Can you believe it?
It's flying this year.
Here we are at the beginning of October. Unfortunately, we were unable to join you for the last game of September against Malala. The Fishermen 2-2 on the season, and here at the 31-yard line are sitting with a 2nd and 5, already ready to attack the Gladiators. They reverse the field, or at least the formation, and put the three receivers now to the left. It is the wide side of the field. They're going to bring their running back up alongside Johnson against Shacker. Johnson in the backfield tonight as Biros and a few others are experiencing some injuries. This one is going to be handed off to, I believe, is that Yates?
That's going to be Gore.
That is Gore. Quinn Gore coming around the edge. I thought that looked a little more like a 0 than a 9.
He did a cut to the right there that really got him about another 4 yards.
Nice second play on the second down play. The Fishermen come around the edge.
And he's going to be good for a first down.
Yeah, pick up that first down to the 23-yard line. Good start for the Fishermen. A couple of nice runs to get things started. And now Shacker keeps two backs in the backfield with him. That is Archer, Hawkins, and Johnson. Three receivers out. From shotgun, he calls for it, hands off to Johnson. Johnson shakes off a tackle and another, spins into a third. And it looks like he'll pick up about 4, maybe 3 on the plays. He's down at about the 20.
Great job, because they had him blown up in the backfield. He snuck through. That's all extra yardage at that point.
Yeah, he danced around that first tackle, squirted by another one, and then tried to spin out of the third. But that one he just couldn't quite get out of. He is down. So a 2nd and 7 for the Fishermen, just 10 on the game clock as after the onside kick to start things off. They got themselves a little bit of a jump start. Quinn Gore now in the backfield. Not at quarterback. Shacker sends him in motion. He's going to go make a 4 wide receiver set. They run the sweep to Hawkins, or the screen to Hawkins, the wide receiver screen. They load the right side of the formation with the man in motion and try to get the extra blocker out there, and Hawkins just kind of sweeps back underneath of it and picks up a few yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Fishermen. First time they've really been tested on this drive with a 3rd down. We'll see if they can convert and keep things moving. We'll see what Coach Rube decides to do once we reach that critical decision point. But right now, he's just looking to convert this 3rd and 4 with 4 wide receivers out. Shacker waits for the snap and a shotgun. Lineman go. Handoff up the middle, and it's going to be a first down and extra.
And he's still going, Rob.
Rumbling down to the 2-yard line was Silas Yates, and he was scampering through the middle almost untouched.
Yeah, it was deceptive on that one, too.
Nice little draw play gets the Fishermen a 1st and goal. What a great conversion for the Fishermen. And now they'll have at least 4 opportunities from the 3-yard line.
It's homecoming. Let's go take it home, right?
Pass out to the right to Gore. Gore gets strangled out of bounds. Touchdown. Little flare pass to Gore. Gore makes up the extra yards and gets himself into the end zone. gets strangled out of bounds as the defender came up, twisted him out of bounds, but Gore fell forward and picked up the 6 points for the Fishermen. So with 8:39 here in the first quarter, the Fishermen strike first after the onside kick. Great first drive, great opportunity for the Fishermen to jump ahead early in this one, and a lot of times that's a lot easier to play from ahead. So get that early lead and just try to squeeze the ball the rest of the game. And right now the Fishermen,
they're teeing it up to Winterstein.
Holding is Morrow. And the kick might have gotten touched, but I think it's still good.
It is. That's going to be 7-0 Astoria.
That is the left window, which is a little difficult for me to see here in the old CMH press box. Looking out, Fishermen strike first, 7-0 in tonight's contest. And
not bad for a free possession, right?
It's exactly what it's all about, right? We're supposed to start on defense.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
This is an opportunity for the Fishermen. You start talking about the long con of the game a little bit. You know, you always hear coaches talk about you want to strike first and you want to try to get the 2-for-1 possession. And if you're not sure what the 2-for-1 possession is, that's the score at the end of the half, and then you get the ball back to start the second half. So you basically get back-to-back possessions, and you try to stack those up, right? That's 14 points, that's 10 points, that's 6 points, whatever the combination of scores you can get out of that.
And a lot of time off the clock.
And a lot of time off the clock. So if you can get those double possession opportunities, you try to take them. And the free possession with the onside kick to start the game is kind of one of those 2-for-1 opportunities because you're not supposed to have the ball. So
exactly.
Very good opportunity for the Fishermen here. We'll see if Rube pulls it out of the hat for the second go-around.
I don't know if he'll catch him sleeping on this one.
Probably a little more aware now, so we'll see what happens. But right now the Fishermen are lined up in a standard kickoff formation. Of course, this is the usual formation. They have not adopted the NFL rules yet. And it's going to be a high kick to the 24-yard line, handled, and
goes nowhere.
No, they get about 3-4 yards maybe on the return. It was kind of one of those not deep kicks, but one of those nice high backward spiral kicks that just hung up in the air long enough for the coverage team to get down there. So, you know, you're willing to give away a few extra yards as long as you can cover up the kick, and they did. The Fishermen did a good job.
And when the return man picked up that ball, he was looking for somewhere to go, and he just saw a whole wall of purple coming at him.
There was at least 2 or 3 purple jerseys right there walling him off. He couldn't go left, couldn't go right, and the guy in the middle made sure he didn't go there either.
Yep.
So
great defense.
Great job by the Fishermen. A little forward progress on that's going to put the nose of the ball on the 30-yard line for the Gladiators. They'll need 70 to answer what the Fishermen started with. They're going to come out in shotgun, and it looks like they're going to throw to start things off. A pass underneath for 4 yards, connected, and a great connection between Eli Jackson, and I believe that is Nate. No, that's not the quarterback. Ezra Meyer, maybe, I think is the quarterback for Gladstone Riverdale. Was unable to sneak into the announcer's booth and steal the starting lineup before we get started. So doing a little bit of this on the fly here tonight.
Doesn't matter, Rob, your backup guy didn't show up on time.
Running just a touch behind here, both of us are tonight. Out of shotgun, a back in the back, flanker off to the left, or to the right, excuse me, and 2 wideouts. This time the handoff up the middle. Fishermen can't handle that one, and spinning all the way down to the 45-yard line is Sellers. Billy Sellers, the senior for the Gladiators. Nice run, nice effort there. Gets past the tackles, breaks a couple, and pushes forward. And it's a good answer for the Gladiators to start their drive.
Yeah, it was a good 15-yard pickup. It's going to put them nose touching the 45.
Fishermen, Gladiators battling here. 7:30 in the first quarter. And the Fishermen striking first, going up 7-0. The Gladiators now trying to respond, needing 55 yards to pay dirt. They line up in shotgun. Receiver off to the right, 2 to the left. In the backfield is Sellers with quarterback. Quarterback looks this way, throws high and out of bounds. Hank Sanders was the intended receiver, the freshman, and that one was right through the mitts, just a little high over the helmet. Couldn't quite handle it. Good stop by the Fishermen there. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Nice, cool, comfortable evening here at Astoria.
Getting darker quicker, that's for sure.
It is that indeed, under the lights, but not really a breath of wind to speak of. And
no, flag is hanging straight down.
I got about 61 on the old temp gauge here. it's a comfortable evening in Astoria for football for sure, especially for October fall football. Linebacker bails out, quarterback hands off, and Sellers isn't going to go anywhere. He's going to lose about 2. Good job by the Fishermen to break through and shut things down. Fishermen will set up now a 3rd and 12 for the Gladiators. We'll see if they can handle the switch of trying to convert a long 3rd down. Just under 6:40 when they snap the ball here as the time is winding away. 3rd and 12 for the Gladiators. Fishermen with a good answer here on defense after striking first in this contest. Gladiators send 2 receivers to either side, a flanker to the left side. They've got 4 out, and here comes the pass. A little pressure from the Fishermen.
A lot of pressure.
That is Doria.
Blew him up.
Yes, he did.
29.
Duryea didn't have he went through his offensive tackle and made his way right to the quarterback. No problem. Wearing number 50 tonight, the junior defensive end, Arthur Duryea, blew through and picked up a sack on the play. A huge sack, forcing a 4th and 25.
You love to see it.
That pretty much decides the other team what they're going to do this early in the contest as they line up for the short punt.
Almost blocked.
I think the Fishermen might have got it.
They
Hawkins
did.
has got it in the air at about the 42-yard line. He's going to get about 3 on the play, and it's going to be a negative punt in the grand scheme of things.
Didn't get it back to the original line. Wow.
The punt got up in the air. Hawkins picked it up and scrambled enough yards to make it basically a -1 punt. So the Fishermen take over at the 39-yard line in enemy territory, almost where they started after the onside kick.
We know they can do it.
And with 5:40 to go here in the first quarter, the Fishermen are looking to add another one to the scoreboard. I'm not sure if that got tipped or not. It looked like somebody got maybe a finger on it, slowed it down quite a bit. Hawkins was able to pluck it out of the air and squirrel a couple of yards. And with 4 wide receivers, Shacker calls for the ball, puts Buros in motion, handoff, and Buros has got it around the edge looking for somebody, and I believe Byros is going to get a lot of effort for nothing.
Yeah, there's a flag on that play as well, Rob.
Yeah, Laundry laying at about the 41-yard line, and Holden, it is coming back. As he was trying to turn the edge, the offensive tackle, I believe, out on that side may have just held the shoulder pad just a little too long, and the official had no choice but to pull that one back. Jacob Buros questionable in this game as they entered the Rube report earlier, dealing with minor injury, so his carries and his touches may be restricted today. Look for Yates in the backfield and Jack Johnson to carry a little more of the load. Rios had a great game just before we took off on vacation against the Dells.
Yeah, the Dells.
Out of shotgun now, facing a 1st and 20 from the 49-yard line. The Fishermen will look to try to get some of that back. Fake handoff around the edge, and Yates is going to cut up the middle with it after they fake the handoff, and he'll pull about 4 on the play. Silas Yates will get the ball down to the 45-yard line and get a few back. Now with under 5 minutes to go, and about 4:45, it'll be a 2nd and 15, and the Fishermen will take 5 yards on that one. They'd like a few more, but shorten the 2nd down, see if they can shorten the 3rd down. They get one out to the receiver at the right sideline.
That was Sawyer Rashawn.
Sawyer Rashawn on the side, grabbed it, turned upfield, and was able to snaggle a couple more yards before getting shoved out of bounds, and that'll shorten that 3rd down to 7 yards. Still a 3rd and long, but a couple of very effective 1st and 2nd down plays to shorten that 3rd down to something at least manageable.
Exactly.
Anything inside 3rd and 10, I feel like, is at least manageable. It's maybe not
ideal,
but it's manageable.
Yep.
Fishermen here send 4 wide receivers out, 1 to the right, 3 to the left. Shacker looks, calls for the ball. He's going to get it, roll out to the strong side, now turning his shoulders, looking to go deep, and that one is
tipped, almost recovered by number 24 for Astoria.
Archer Hawkins out there, but that was Max McKee with an almost interception. The junior just about had one. He tried to get up in the air, and he tipped it off his gloves, and Hawkins tried to come back and corral it on the ground, but to no avail. So Coach Rube's going to have a decision to make here. 4th and 7 from the 37-yard line. Send in the kicker, send in the punt team, or try to go for it. I could argue for all three instances, really.
Exactly.
High school ball, this isn't a unreasonable punting situation where maybe you can coffin corner punt and stick one in the corner, stick one up high, see if they can return it, fumble it. Maybe you take advantage of that. But Coach Rube is opting for the just go for it.
Just punch it.
So here we go with 4 wide receivers. Shacker calls for the ball out of shotgun. And with 7 yards needed
got him to jump.
Hard count gets him to shorten that 4th down decision. So an encroachment will cut 5 yards off. And that changes your play call for 4th and 7 from 4th and 2. It's going to change your play call quite drastically is what you can do. You still now have an opportunity. This opens up your playbook a whole lot more.
Sure does.
Your running game comes into play a whole lot more here. You can run just about any play, usually out of a 4th and 7 draw. You don't get too cute, with a 4th and 7. Here you get the opportunity to run some short yardage plays. You only need 3, so you don't need to go for the big one. You don't need to try to push it. You can be comfortable with any play call here. A 4th and 3, 3:47 to go. Shacker calls for the ball with 3 receivers to his left. He's going to look that way, and he's going to throw one down and a catch.
Gore has got that ball and down for the first down. They're
just
mark
past the marker by a yard.
Yep.
They needed 3. They got 4. And that's just one of those effective plays where you run the 4-yard route and just settle in.
Yep. Immediately back to the line.
3 receivers to the right. Shacker looks, hands off up the middle. Oh, that is Johnson cutting up the middle, making a guy miss, spinning away from another guy. No.
I think forward progress is going to be real close to that first down, Rob.
He's going to be really close to it, and it looks like the official is moving him down. So 10.5, maybe 11 on the stat sheet, but definitely 10 as he moves the chains for the Fishermen on first down. 3:15 to go. The Fishermen moving the ball.
Nope. We're going to call it timeout for Gladstone.
The Riverdale Gladstone Gladiators will take the timeout. They want to talk things over a little bit, and like we talked about before, or at least I was talking about before you were able to get here a little bit late. Second jobs, it happens.
Yep.
The Gladstone Gladiators, the Riverdale Gladiators, running into a bit of an issue with recruitment, trying to get some guys on the team, and they went to the basketball team and a few other places and said, hey, come on, let's play football. It'll be fun. Look, we might not be great, but we're going to have fun. We're going to build something. We need your help. And they got some guys.
They sure did.
Now, unfortunately for those guys, this is their maybe first or even second game playing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a challenge for the Gladiators. And right now, they are doing their best to try to manufacture at least, competitive edge.
Exactly.
And here, Fishermen offensively are gassing that defense a little bit. And I think maybe this timeout might just be an opportunity to catch a breath.
Get some air, yeah.
His defense has been gassed here in the first quarter. Fishermen recovered the onside kick, scored. And then on defense, they got a first down, the Riverdale Gladiators did. But the Fishermen were able to shut them down, force them into a long 4th down. And a short punt gives the Fishermen back the ball on short fieldage. And here they go marching again. And the Gladstone Gladiators have played defense a lot here early in this one, here in the first quarter. So this maybe just be a water break, get some air, talk it over, guys. Let's get a stop. We're 7-0. You're not out of this thing. Get a stop.
No.
So put some defense on the field and see what we can get. For the Fishermen, they're going to send out 4 wide receivers and send Shacker into shotgun. Johnson in the backfield with him, and that is Gore coming in motion. They fake the handoff, and the underneath screen to Johnson as he leaks out.
Great
catches the
block
corner.
by Sturr, but they're going to save his holding.
He was grabbing onto his shoulder pad, and I saw it plain as day, and that one's coming off the board. It's the holding penalty happened at about the 15-yard line. Great run by Johnson after he got the screen pass, and a great design by the Fishermen there. They tried the handoff, the fake, and then the running back just kind of leaks into the flat and buries himself under a couple of linemen. And unfortunately, one of those linemen reached out and tapped his shoulder pad a little more than they needed.
He hit it with a good block and then just decided to So
and it didn't, and they didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
He was already by the time it happened. But sometimes when you're out there on the field and you're trying to stretch and you're trying to get that one, and you just grab a hold of that shoulder pad just a little too long, and I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have done that.
That was one of those. I shouldn't have done that.
Unfortunately, that deducts points.
It does take points off the board immediately. Turns it into a 1st and 18, and the Fishermen will have to overcome that as the 7 points are wiped off the board. They rehuddle, re-break, and here we go with 3:03 on the clock in the first quarter. The Fishermen send 4 out, 3 to the left. Shacker's got Johnson on his hip on that side, sends him the other way, and Johnson's going to cut up the middle and try to earn some of that back.
Wow.
Sneaks free for a nice pickup.
Johnson came hungry tonight.
Picks up 12 on that run as Shacker hands it off to him and fakes the screen throw to the left. Johnson was able to squirrel past a couple of tackles and fight through a few more to pick up 12, and that shortens the second down play after the holding penalty. That'll put the ball on...
Looks like it's going to be on the 14, Rob.
Right there at the 14 for a 2nd and 7. 2:30 to go in the first quarter. Fishermen lead this one 7-0 here at CMH Field. Shacker waits. 4 wide receivers, 2 to either side. Looks to his right. He's got his man on the sideline. Sawyer Rashawn snatches the ball at the 10.
Yeah, right. I think he's got to mark it real close at the 9 or the 10 here, depending on where they say.
Nice little flare to the sideline, and Sawyer Rashawn picks up, cuts out some of the yardage. 3rd and 3, they'll give him 4 yards. As the Fishermen not only control the ball, time of possession, right now they control the score, leading 7-0. Shacker in shotgun. 2 receivers to either side. Johnson once again on his left hip sends Gore in motion. The fake handoff to Gore.
Johnson got
up
it.
The middle.
And it's going to be, is it in? It's
not close. Not quite. He's going to be short by about a yard, I believe, at least maybe 2, as the Gladiators tackled him forward.
I'm going to say he got to the 1, Rob.
Got him all the way down there. They tackled him, and I think that's what happened is the Gladiators came in from behind and actually gave him an extra yard or 2 as they pushed him forward.
Should have given him just 1 more.
We see if the Fishermen go with their jumbo set here, and it looks like they do. Coach Howard Rube typically runs a spread offense through most of the field, but this time 3 in the backfield and the extra lineman inside, and Shacker's going to QB
no
sneak
question. That was
and tuck himself in right behind the garden center and push forward for the Fishermen, scoring again. Just under a minute to go in this one, and the Fishermen take a 13-0 lead pending the extra point. We'll see what we get to add to that. Great job, great play by the jumbo offensive lineman set there, where just get in behind the big guys and see what you can find. Not quite the tush-push of Philadelphia. This is more of a traditional quarterback sneak as we now wait for the extra point. Winterstein and Morrow hooking up on that one.
Ooh, almost
and another good one. Braden Winterstein gets another point on the board. And the Fishermen lead this one now 14-0 here in the first quarter. Fishermen striking first and striking often.
That's the way to do it.
Chew up most of the first quarter and put 14 points on. They'll do that all game long if they get a chance. It is homecoming here tonight for the Fishermen. Get the cheerleaders out there. We'll see if maybe we can't try to find somebody to talk to here at halftime. That'd be fun. Got the word put out. We might have a few people stopping by. We'll see if they make their way up here. Got the raffle tickets as they make their way through the crowd. Always a good atmosphere and a fun atmosphere for homecoming at a high school game. Get the band going. Everybody's on.
You know, one good thing about coming in late, you get to see how packed the house is, and it is a packed house tonight.
You know what? The Astoria Fishermen have had a rough couple of years when it comes to football. They've had some rough teams, just not quite getting the wins they'd like to have. And, you know, this year with 2-2 and a chance to have a winning record,
at home,
the fans are back on and ready to cheer this team on. And Fishermen looking good here in the first few games, even in the losses. You know, I'll say that game against North Bend, it was just a tight, close-fought game, and I bet you cold hard cash, if not dollar bills,
We were
that
talking
most
about it
of the
yesterday,
Astoria Fishermen would love to have that one back.
Yeah.
And instead of playing that one week 1, play that one maybe week 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think they'd like to take that one back. And, of course, if all things go right in the playoffs, they may have another chance.
You know, they got nothing to complain about. They're in the top 10 in the state right now. I was looking at. That's amazing.
Kickoff from Winterstein is another shorter kick up to the 26-yard line and not able to get around the edge and getting shoved out of bounds.
Jacob Biros blew that one up.
That was Max McKee on the return, and Biros did just come through and blow that one up. Did not let him get around the edge and
Locked up, drug him down, and said no.
perfect form tackle as he gets his helmet right on the ball and drove him out of bounds. Late help from a teammate coming to help make sure he doesn't get free. And the Gladiators will start on the 35-yard line with the nose of the ball right there. This side of the field as they move left to right on the radio dial. The Fishermen line up on defense. Gibson Allen, sophomore, big Gibson Allen. Defensive tackle lines up, almost breaks free. That one's
punched
tipped away.
out. Number 10 for Astoria, Hudson Hill.
Hudson Hill came flying in on the short pass.
Said
It was
just-
going to be about a 1-yard pass, and was able to get his fist in there and pop that one out of the
Said,
receiver's hands.
I'm not going to get it, but nobody else is either. Gladstone taking a moment to talk about it.
After the interception, it is 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Center breaks huddle before everybody else. Stands over the ball, and the rest of his teammates join him. Last-minute instructions from the quarterback, and the wide receivers move out. Quarterback will be all alone in the backfield here.
Look out for Duria.
And now we're moving another guy. Quarterback wants to get his man lined up, and I think there's a little miscommunication there between Billy Sellers and the quarterback. Sellers gets it on the sweep. He's going to get a good yardage here.
He's still moving.
As he shakes free for a good, let's call it 15,
Yeah,
17. Finally gets shut down, but his quarterback got him on the right side of the formation. He didn't think he wanted to be on that side as he was shaking his head, but got the play call and got free on that one and got a nice big pickup.
Yeah.
He is fast and strong. Sellers, the senior, running back linebacker. And the Gladiators break huddle. All whites with the orange numbers and the black helmets with the orange and white stripes. For the Fishermen, it's all purple with the gold helmets tonight. White socks, a few black socks out there. And that one, another handoff up the middle, is going to go for 9, and the scrum might push it to 10. Going to be just a little short as Myers on the keeper. I think I said handoff, but it was Myers following the back end. And it's going to be close to a first down, but not quite there. They're going to be maybe half a football short. And that is going to do it for the first quarter. That play will end the first quarter. We'll head to the second in just 1 minute right here on ESPN 106.3. Thanks for tuning in here to catch tonight's game. And get to the technical side of things and get things handled, and we'll take that break and come back for the second quarter right here on ESPN 106.3.
Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America, 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at AstoriaFord.net.
Hi, I'm Renee, contractor and owner of Lucky Duck LLC. Since 2011, we've provided Clatsop and Pacific counties with professional HVAC duct cleaning and dryer vent system cleaning. Residential and commercial customers, call me 503-717-2231.
Lucky Duck with a T, LLC. Your HVAC contractors. Clatsop and Pacific counties. Residential and commercial. Trained and professional technicians. Visit us online. Lucky Duck with a T, LLC.
You're listening to Astoria High School Sports on ESPN Radio.
A little late coming back from the quarter, but nonetheless, the Fishermen come away with a strong stop on a short 2nd and 3, or 2nd and 1, and they actually blow it up a little bit, push them back 2 yards. Good job by the Astoria Fishermen linebackers and defensive line to corral the running back of the Gladiators to force a 3rd and 3 here as we get the second quarter underway. Gladiators line up, Fishermen, 4-2 setup. And jumping off sides and knowing it is Adrian Bally. He jumped, went across, didn't touch anybody, and could have retreated, but instead lost his balance and couldn't get back and just kind of put his head down like, son of a gun.
Well, there goes 5.
God darn it. We did such a good thing on 2nd down, and he was geared up, raring to go, and do another good thing on 3rd down. And
right. That happens.
Oh, well. 11 minutes to go, just under 11. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Gladiators as the Fishermen give them the free first down there on the penalty.
This is the furthest they've made it on the field tonight.
Fishermen on defense. Line up, match up against the 3 wide receivers. Nobody in motion. Quarterback is going to roll out, look, and find his receiver and handled immediately. Ball's loose.
And
it looks like the Fishermen are on it. Are they going to call it a completed catch?
No, they say it's a turnover, Rob.
It is a catch and a fumble. My concern was that did he actually maintain possession, or was he bumbling the ball all the way through because the ball hit the turf? So it wouldn't have been an interception in that case. It would have had to have been a fumble. But as he turned the corner and is back to us, I was curious if he's still shuffling the ball in his hand. He's never gained possession. But they said he tucked it, turned, made a step, and the Fishermen come away with a huge turnover, and they'll take over possession at the 38-yard line. And Shacker will send 3 receivers to his right, keep 1 to his left, and get ready to go left to right here on the radio dial as we've switched sides from the first quarter. Fishermen lead this one 14-0, and Shacker's got the ball, looks, stays in the pocket, down the middle, right between receivers. He was a little long for Hawkins and a little short for Gore, and he had Gore on the deep post.
There was nobody going to be in the way of Gore.
Overthrew there. Hawkins by 2 yards and underthrew Gore by 2 or 3 there. So I don't know if maybe there was some indecision of Shacker as he went to throw, or if he just changed his mind. But Laundrie in the backfield is going to move the ball forward. Might have a late hit on the quarterback potentially.
I think that's exactly what it is, because they're going 15, Rob.
Unsportsmanlike, or at least a face mask. A defensive player grabbing the face mask of an offensive player is still a personal foul, so didn't see what the official call from the official was. The white hat didn't turn and report it, or I didn't see him do it.
It's in that pole.
Is that where he was standing?
He's standing right in the pole, yep.
So blocked view here, and instead it is going to be Fisherman ball with a free first down on their side now. And 15 yards to boot, not just 5. So the Gladiators will pull an extra man up. Looks like they may try to press this, and if not blitz. For the Fishermen, they're going to toss one out. That is a new running back into the game for the Fishermen. Skirt down the far sideline, and
it's going to be Dominic Cruz, Rob.
At least 8. And it looks like Cruz is going to come out of the game, and Yates will go back in. Silas Yates, the junior, will replace Cruz, the sophomore. And we're going to get a whistle and a timeout taken by the Gladiators. So there we have it. Fishermen lead this one 10:04 here in the second quarter, and the Fishermen lead this one 14-0. They started strong with the onside kick. And drove the short field to pick up the 14 yards, then forced the Gladiators into a punt. And the punt was nearly blocked, a high short punt, and Archer Hawkins was able to snaggle the punt out of a crowd and get about 3 yards on the return, resulting in essentially a -1 net punt. And the Fishermen on another short field able to get another touchdown as Gore caught a great pass and got tangled up right at the edge of the goal line and the out-of-bounds line and was able to get across. And the Fishermen now lead this one 14-0, just what they wanted to do. Gladiators ready to go after the timeout. Rube's got his squad. Breaking huddle. And here we go. Nice strong start for the Fishermen. And of course, the Fishermen know about keeping it going to the very last second. Shacker waits for the ball. He's got it. Quick pass out to this side is going to be a quick wide receiver screen. And Braden Winterstein is going to rumble his way past the 35-yard line down to about the 34. It will be a first down, and the Fishermen once again on the move. Great job by Winterstein to get the ball and then squirrel free through the wide receiver screen. Pick up some blocks from his other wide receivers and get a nice gain for the Fishermen. Shacker playing a pretty good game so far. He's only missed a couple, and the only real dangerous one was the one he threw between two purple jerseys with a couple of defenders hanging out close. Shacker moves three wide receivers to his left, strong side of the field, short side with Winterstein. And the handoff is going to go up the middle and untouched for 10, 15, and finally made contact. But Yates is going to drag the tacklers down to the 6-yard line. What a run for Yates. Untouched for 15 yards right off the right gap and gashes the Gladiators all the way down to the, they're going to say, 9-yard line. I gave him a little extra credit there, but to the 9-yard line, Yates gashes the Gladiator defense for a big one. First and goal for the Fishermen. Now in the backfield. Got a new back, and I believe that once again is 30. Cruz. And
flag early in the play.
Too many men in motion. False start is the call.
Get it back to the 14.
One guy in motion and another guy twitched, and that's against the rules. So that is going to scoot things around a little bit. Gladiators now on defense looking at a 1st and 14, and basically 14 to go. No first downs opportunity here for the Fishermen. They need all 14 to reach the end zone as they get scooted back on the penalty. Shacker sends Winterstein to his right. He's got Gore and Morrow on his left. And two backs in the backfield with him now. The fullback, and the fullback gets a lead block, and a great job by Cruz. Dominic Cruz, the sophomore, twirls his way down to the 6-yard line, I think it is.
I think
That's
you're
where
right.
they're going to put it. We call him down just a little bit ahead of that. It's going to be closer to the 8-yard line, so.
Gets hard to see down there when the hash marks get stacked up.
Well, he rolled forward for more yards than even that. They're going to set it at the 9, so they're going to say his knee touched back a little farther. And the Fishermen go with a heavier set, still out of shotgun. The receivers stacked up tight on the right side, on the left side, and Cruz is going to try to go around the edge, get cut off, and get stood up and then thrown down at the 11-yard line. He'll lose 2. They tried to scoot the receivers in a little tighter and get Cruz off the edge, and Cruz could not break free. The tacklers saw it coming, and the receivers could not hold their block. So 3rd and 11, 3rd and goal to go. No first down opportunity here for the Fishermen unless there is a pass interference. But for right now, with 7:20 to go, the Fishermen keep Cruz in the backfield. And they set up in that tight formation again with the receivers on the left side. Stacked up tight this time. Shacker hands off in the reverse to Gore. Gore gets through, cuts in, and in. And a flag in the backfield. It is going to be a hold on the Fishermen as Gore came around the backside. Backside lineman gets a little extra jersey, and they'll have to try that again. It'll be 3rd and 21 trying to get into the end zone.
More penalties than we've been seeing this season, Rob.
The Fishermen stacking them up here, trying to make things a little harder for themselves with 7:05 to go. We'll have a big obstacle to overcome here. Cruz is going to step out. Coming in is Jack Johnson for the Fishermen. Jack Johnson. Where's number 21, the running back and linebacker? Where is Senior? 7:05, and this time, instead of keeping the receivers tight, we're going to go 2 to either side, spread out. Shacker waits for the call. claps his hands, gets it, looks deep. He's going to go to the end zone. He's got 2 receivers, and Morrow reaches out and just off his fingertips, it falls to the turf. Morrow broke free deep, and Shacker tried to lay one up, and it was just off his fingertips out of the back of the end zone. It would have been a great catch. Unfortunately, it is an incomplete pass and a 4th and 20 for the Fishermen. For the Fishermen here now facing this 4th and 20 with 7 minutes in the second. We'll try to kick. Winterstein's got the ball up and not long enough. It's going to be short. So Fishermen fail on the field goal attempt. And instead, the Gladiators will take over. The Fishermen unable to get points after the turnover. And the Gladiators will take over at the 20-yard line. Here in the second quarter, just under 7 minutes to go, 14-0. The Fishermen lead this contest. Good crowd here tonight for homecoming. On defense, the Fishermen line up with 4 down linemen. Gladiators make a late substitution. So far, the Fishermen defense has held pretty strong, and I think Coach Rube just trying to get those extra 3 points, knowing his defense could hold. Not a bad choice for the Fishermen facing that long 4th down.
Agreed. Unfortunate it had to have that holding penalty because that was a beautiful touchdown by Gore.
It was indeed. Another situation where points come off the board due to a holding penalty as the Gladiators try to lace this one out to the right side, and that is stopped as Silas, let's see, who was that? Was that Silas Yates
Gore,
coming
number
around?
15 for Astoria.
Morrow and Gore come around the edge and just chop down the carrier. Sellers trying to get around the right side, and he thought he had some green grass, and it disappeared immediately.
There was a train a-coming.
Gore and Morrow got there to force this 2nd and 10 now from the 20-yard line. Gladiators are going to send 2 receivers out to the left. They're going to roll this way with a quick snap. Quarterback and grabbed by the jersey and drug down for a tackle for loss. I believe that is going to be 71 leading the charge. Gibson Allen getting in there and grabbing a hold of the jersey, and then about 3 or 4 more Fishermen came flying in.
Took that medium jersey to about a 5X.
He got a hold of that shoulder and stretched it a long ways. To bring up about a 3rd and 11 for the Gladiators deep in the enemy territory on the 19-yard line. Or I guess in their own territory, I should say. Fishermen trying to hold them here with 5:20 to go in the quarter. Little miscommunication between the coach and the quarterback. Can't quite get the play in. I think now finally getting it handled. Ezra Meyer, the junior quarterback, gets the call, breaks the huddle, and here we go. 11 yards needed, and whistles blow. Timeout taken by the Gladiators. I think they were in danger there of getting a delay of game, Bob.
Well, that's their last chance for it. That's their last timeout for this half.
They, that is part of the issues with having a young team that you're pulling kids off the basketball squad. You're trying to get recruits to come play for you, and communication is hard. This is the things that you face in the first, maybe the second game, and when you're this deep into the schedule, those are things you try to iron out. Those are the kinks you try to work out. Unfortunately for the Gladiators, because they had to cancel their first game and had those issues trying to get guys on the team. Some of the guys on this team in their first or second game are still experiencing
the growing pains.
The growing pains, the kinks, the things that you should try to get cleaned up before you ever get to that first or second game. You expect a couple here and there, but by this time of the season, you hope that you have most of those handled. Fishermen coached by Coach Howard Rube, longtime coach here in Astoria, Garrett Long, Kurt Bradley, Bradley Davis, Doug Walsh, Ralph Steinbeck, Jeremy Poyer, and Mike Roberts helping out. Jeremy Poyer helping on defense, and this defense tonight looking pretty good against the coaching staff of the Gladiators. Doug Sommer, assisted by Tyler Hoffman, Robert Key, Vincent Ringner, Cam Sommer, Carl Sommer, Butch Self, Shane Meyer, Jeff Roy, and Eric Lopez. Here in this 3rd and 11, the Gladiators take the snap, looking deep and getting a little pressure. That one off and almost intercepted through the hands of Cody Johnson. The junior defensive back was out there waiting on the ball, and that's why he's not playing wide receiver.
He's going to play that one through his head tonight when he's in bed.
Yes, he is. He was standing at about the 32-yard line. It would have been a first down, and they were in at least that territory, but Cody Johnson had it dead to rights, and it just went right through his hands. Turned a little late trying to find the ball, trying to defend the defender, and couldn't track the ball just right. So they will line up with 4 wide receivers. It looks like it's going to be the old pooch kick, and it is indeed a short kick. Quarterback kicks, bounces at the 37, and doesn't go much farther than the 39. It's going to be about a 17-yard punt. Fishermen are going to have the ball in good possession at the 39-yard line with 4:49 here to go at the half. And this is what that opportunity we talked about earlier, Bob, about stealing a possession.
Yep.
They got 4:49 to go. They can whittle away a lot of clock, see if they can't stuff one in, go into halftime up with some more points, and then come back and get the ball at least kicked off to them to start the second half. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that Gladstone won't come out and try to onside kick back, but at least you're trying to double up the points here.
Exactly.
Or at least double up possessions.
Yeah, only thing in their way tonight is those holding penalties.
Fishermen, exactly. Fishermen with 3 receivers to the right. Handed off up the middle. Johnson scurries away from a tackle. Not quite. Sellers is going to wrap him up. It's going to be about a 3-yard carry. Tried to squirt to the right out of the tackle, but Sellers did not let go. The running back, linebacker for the Gladiators, able to make the tackle, and Shacker gets the call. 4:30 on the game clock, and I think if you're Coach Rube, you kind of go into your 4-minute offense here. You're not unwilling to chew some clock and see what you can come up with. You don't need to rush, you don't need to hurry, but you're still trying to be slightly aggressive. Here in the second quarter, Shacker looks deep, rolls out, looks again, and gets one almost intercepted here at the 30-yard line. As coming in to play defense on that was Max McKee for the Gladiators. That was almost an interception.
Yeah, going the opposite way. It was a double-handed slap down on that.
Still a 3rd and 7. 4:08 in the half. The Fishermen do lead this one, 14-0. Good showing last week against Malala, 28-7. Scored early and had a good second half. Here, trying to stack up more points with three receivers out to the right. Shacker gets the call, goes to the other way, and Morrow's got it, shakes off the tackler, goes up to the 20, down to the 15, maybe the 14 as he finally gets tackled. Great job by Morrow, catches that at about the 30, shrugs the tackler off, and then gets himself down just to about the...
I'm going to say right at the 19 there, or the 14-yard line, yeah.
Right at the 14. Good job by Morrow to shake the tackler and get down and out of bounds. Inbounds, as they keep the clock rolling. Shacker's got it, throws into traffic.
Almost grabbed by 2
linebacker jumps in front of that one, trying to stick the ball to Hawkins, and they faded back and had that short and long covered. And Shacker's lucky that one wasn't intercepted on the tip.
Yeah.
3:46 to go now. The clock stops. 2nd and 10. Don't be surprised if the Fishermen don't attack from the ground here and try to scoot up a little bit. Snap. Shacker calls for it. Hawkins comes in motion. They hand off up the middle and cutting up and down to the 3-yard line. Still fighting. Yates with another great run up the middle. Cuts off his left side after the fake handoff, and it looks like we got ourselves a Gladiator. A little slow to get up. I think it's Sellers calling for a substitution. He's off on his own power. And he is off the field. walking over. And for the Fishermen now with 3:25 to go, Shacker gets the call from Rube and runs it back over. 14-0 here in this one. The Fishermen have had the ball a couple of times and got pushed out of the red zone and missed a field goal, trying to get more points. But now in the little tighter set, the jumbo set with three backs in the backfield, Shacker's got it on the 3-yard line under center. The sweep out.
Back.
Yates is going to go to the corner and score it. I believe that is actually Byros with the touchdown there as Byros gets around the edge on the left side and finds the corner of the end zone to put another one on the board for the Fishermen. That'll put them up 20-0 with just under 3 minutes to go. So the Fishermen strike again with a nice run off the left side. Byros, what a great opportunity there as he was able to find some blocks, scrape off the defenders, and get into the end zone. Right there looking for that corner. The kick from Winterstein, as we await, is up, and it is good. Winterstein puts another one through. So the Fishermen now take a 21-0 lead, and with 2:58 to go, could get greedy here, Bob.
Yeah.
We've already seen one onside kick. Will Rube pull another one out, or will he try to just get a short pooch punt type kickoff and see if they can't mishandle it? And maybe you try to, with 3 minutes to go and still all of your timeouts, you know, you got an opportunity to potentially force the Gladiators to give you the ball back.
Exactly.
Even if you don't get the ball on the kickoff, you do have an opportunity with a couple of stops to call some timeouts, get the ball back, and in decent field position.
With the Gladiators offense struggling as much as they are tonight, they're doing a lot of 3-and-outs for sure.
We'll see what Coach Rube's intent here is after the kickoff for sure. As the teams break huddle. Set to return for the Gladiators is Max McKee. Winterstein brings the ball out to the center. He'll do the kicking duties, of course, for the Fishermen. Right now, it looks like they are lined up for a regular kickoff. Nothing funny about the lineup here.
Now, do you use your timeouts to preserve clock for you?
Well, that's the real key is what we see on this kickoff here. What's Rube's intention with 3 minutes to go in the half? Winterstein gets the whistle and lines it up and kicks a knuckleball, bounces at the 30 and will go out of bounds. It'll be a penalty on the Fishermen at the 26-yard line. So Gladiators are going to get the ball in pretty decent field position, in all honesty, and that may change what Rube wants to do here. That ball was kind of one of those knucklers that's supposed to bounce, hit the ground, and make the Gladiators either scoop it up, mishandle it, take some time off. Your return guys can maybe get down there and mess things up and maybe pop a fumble loose and see what you get out of it. Not necessarily an onside kick, but one of those tough-to-handle kicks. So from the 35-yard line, with 3 minutes to go, the Gladiators will have an opportunity to respond, or the Fishermen will have an opportunity to potentially call some timeouts and try to get the ball back. Center breaks huddle early. The rest of the Gladiators follow. Splitting out to the right and to the left, just a receiver apiece. Tight end, a flanker, and a back end. Look for a running play here as the snap is high. Quarterback rolls out to his right, and he's bottled up for a tackle for loss. He'll lose about 6. And we'll see what the Fishermen do here. Is Rube going to call his timeout or let the clock wind? 2:44 to go. The clock is winding.
It's been taking the Fishermen about 5 minutes to score tonight.
They're going to let the clock wind here. So I think Fishermen, Coach Rube might be calling off the dogs a little bit. Or at least we'll see what he does here on the third down play for sure. Whether or not he anticipates trying to get the ball back. He may be trying to keep one timeout in his pocket. As the Gladiators send 2 wide receivers out. Handoff up the middle is up the right. And spinning is Sellers. Nice pickup on the play, about 10. He's still going to need about 4 or 5 for a first down. Going to say a gain of 11, which means he'll need 4 on third down. And still no timeout from the Fishermen. So with 1:50 to go, I think Coach Rube is content with taking the lead in 21-0 and getting the ball to start the second half. For all intents and purposes, Poyer relays the defensive call into the linebackers. It's communicated. Everybody's got their assignment. And with the same formation, 2 receivers to the left, the Gladiators line up to convert this 3rd and 4. Fishermen line up a couple of backers in the gap. Are they coming? No.
Well, here comes somebody.
Off the edge and tipped away. Ball is incomplete. That'll stop the clock. So now with 4th and 4, Coach Rube might end up with the ball back and those 3 timeouts still in his pocket.
I got to say, that pressure was coming like a train.
It came quick. One of the linebackers stepped into the gap and took some of that blocking assignment, leaving the outside edge wide open. And I didn't see who it was. Came flying around that outside. So 4th and 4. The quarterback short punt is up and in the air. And this time it's a deeper punt. Down to the 20, to the 19, down to the 16 as the ball comes down. And finally
42-yard
settles. A nice 42-yard punt this time from the Gladiators. And now with a long field to go, will Coach Rube try to push the envelope here?
Yeah, he's got some marching to do.
Long ways to go. 3 timeouts still and 1:09 to work with. We'll see how hard he pushes the envelope.
Over on 16.
So the Fishermen, once again, a long ways to go. Coach Rube content with not calling the timeouts on defense to preserve time. So what does that mean here? With a 21-0 lead, and the Fishermen, by all accounts, getting the ball back at the end of the half. Shacker waits for the snap. He's got it. He's looking to the sideline, and he's got his receiver Morrow inbounds for a 6-yard pickup.
Timeout, Astoria.
And Astoria will blow a timeout here to try to stop things with 1:03. See if they can't march themselves a little closer and maybe come up with something. Maybe not go for the big bomb, but hey, if a kid breaks loose, they're not going to stop him from scoring.
No. Gore's been boots to the ground tonight, too.
He's had a couple of opportunities. Shacker missed him on the deep one already. We know Gore's got some speed. If he can get free, can he outrun the defense of the Gladiators? 2nd and about 4 for the Fishermen here. The scoreboard showing 2nd and 3, but it's a long 3. I'm the coach. I'm going to say it's 4 because I want more than 3. 4 would be better. Fishermen line up on offense. They're going to send one wide receiver out to the 2 on either side. 2 on either side. And Shacker waits for the snap. Calls for it. Man in motion. Fakes the handoff and looking deep. Trying to catch the defense out of position and overthrows Morrow by at least 8 yards. I don't know if there was a miscommunication on the sideline or just missed route, but there was nobody in the presence of that ball, and maybe that was just Shacker going, you know what? It's covered. Let's save some time. Let's just get it incomplete and do it again. I'll outthrow everybody, and no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Throw it into coverage or traffic. There's always a chance it gets popped up and taken away, so sometimes just gunning it down the field and not taking an interception isn't a terrible play either. 3 receivers to the right now for Shacker as he calls for it. Handoff up the middle is to Yates, who gets around the edge, finds some space.
Tackled inbounds.
Too bad he couldn't get out there, but
And he gets tackled inbounds.
no timeout.
They're going to huddle or hurry back to the line of scrimmage. As the first down happens, they will stop the clock to at least reset the ball. So with 50 seconds to go, it's out to Morrow, who gets out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Caught and steps out of bounds.
It'll be about a 4 or 5 yard pickup, but out of bounds to stop the clock. Fishermen trying to efficiently work themselves into at least maybe an opportunity for a field goal or at least a shot at the end zone here at the end of the half with 47 seconds to go. 2 timeouts still in the bag. No timeouts for the Gladiators. And Shacker's got the call and relays it into his team. They'll break huddle with Morrow out on the left side and 3 receivers out to the right. Rashawn, Hawkins, and Gore. Gore waits for, Shacker waits. He looks. He's got a guy in the middle. And Hawkins comes in with a sliding catch.
Did he maintain? He does.
Yes, he did. So that's right there at the 44-yard line. Archer Hawkins has it. He gets it up and hands it to the official. Time is stopped at 40 seconds. It's wound and it's rolling, and the Fishermen are on the line. Shacker calls for it. He's got it. He looks outside. Morrow catches it out of bounds for a 3-yard pickup, and more importantly, kills the clock. 32 seconds on the clock. Second and about 6.
Making those refs run.
Yes, they are. Great job on that second play, the quick out, and it's the timeout throw is what that is.
Exactly.
You send your receiver on a quick out, quick hitch, get out of bounds. There's nothing fancy here, just get some yards, get out of bounds. Then we'll do it again. Shacker looks, 2 receivers to his right, 3 to his right, rolls that way. Got a long, short, and a medium, and he hits the medium. Sawyer Rashawn breaks the tackle and gets drugged down at the 15-yard line.
It's Winterstein.
Number 2, Winterstein.
Great grab and run.
That was a fantastic grab and run. He was the middle route, deep, middle, short. They got it. Timeout. 1 timeout left.
24 seconds.
And there are 24 seconds here in the half. The Fishermen threatening, leading 21-0 here in this contest. And the officials huddle up, make sure they got everything right. Timeouts. Make sure everybody's on the right page. And we are going to get ready to go for another big one here for the Fishermen as they tried to, I wasn't sure if they were going to, that long field, if they were going to get an opportunity to stack points here, but they gave themselves a good opportunity with a couple of nice big connections. One to Archer Hawkins in the middle of the field, a nice sliding catch as he went down to his rear and slid underneath of that one to handle it. Kind of did the old forward legs baseball slide and got underneath of it. And what a great catch and what a great opportunity for the Fishermen to move the ball down the field, and another big one there as Winterstein gets the catch and gets an extra 9 yards and still gets down so that they can get the timeout called. This is one of those situations where if you do get one of those, you only want to fight so hard.
Right.
Because the last thing you want to do is waste all that time fighting for an extra yard. Just go down, hurry up, and get the next play in. Receivers scooted in a little bit, and it's going to be a handoff to the other side, and Gore can't get free. So Coach Rube will take his final timeout. And there's a couple of things here you can do with 17 seconds left. You got to figure out what your average play runs. Now in the NFL, you can get a couple of plays in 8-9 seconds.
Yeah.
17 seconds in high school ball, you can probably get 2, maybe 3 plays, but it is 2nd and 9. So
and you are inside field
you
goal
only
territory.
You only have 2 plays if you go for it on 4th.
Right.
And chances are with no timeouts, you are going to attempt to throw at least a deep route to the end zone. You're going to run one guy to the sidelines, and your quarterback needs to decide immediately if the touchdown route is open, or do I need to look for the guy going out of bounds, scoot up, try it again.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens here. Then I left the timeout on the board, but I'm pretty sure that Coach Rube took that timeout with 17 seconds. 2nd and about 9 for the Fishermen. From the 15-yard line, Shacker looks. He's going for the route to the sideline and catching it on the sideline. Out of bounds, just shy at the 1. And that was another great catch. Winterstein right there on the edge. Catches that one, snags it, spins towards the end zone, but his momentum took him out of bounds. And wisely out of bounds. Great job by Winterstein to catch it. 11 seconds. And now it is 1st and 10, so the Fishermen have an opportunity to run a couple of plays. Now, if they try to go for it and punch it in with a sneak, I don't think they'll be able to get back up and run it again, but they are going to go in the heavy set. And Shacker under center, calls for the ball. He's got it, sneak, stacked up, and in. Fishermen are able to punch it in from the 1-yard line. Another quarterback sneak gets in for the Fishermen. confidence in the offensive line from Coach Howard Rube as the Fishermen punch in with 7 seconds to go in the half, now leading 27-0 in this contest. What an effort by the Fishermen so far in this one as they push their lead a little farther and do that thing that we talked about so far in this game, and that's double dip, hopefully.
They marched that one down, Rob, in 56 seconds.
Not too shabby. Kick isn't too shabby either. It's 28-0 here at CMH Field as the Fishermen are jumping all over the Gladiators of Riverdale. Gladstone Riverdale Gladiators coming to CMH Field and so far finding themselves in a 28-0 deficit to the Fishermen.
And Astoria gets the ball back at the second, or at the third.
When they kick off, yeah, they're gonna get the perfect opportunity to double dip here. They got their points to end the half. They'll get the ball back to start the second half, and it's like we said, it's a great opportunity. It's a big change. Could be the difference between 14 points. Could be 10 points. It could be whatever it could be. It's 2 possessions that you get back to back, and keep the defense on the field tired, angry, frustrated, and confused.
Exactly.
Gladiators look to return. Fishermen line up.
Looking for the onside here.
Look for Winterstein to try to get one of the little squibbler kicks up the middle. Don't be shocked. And looking at the way he's got the ball set up, it's straight up and down. Usually what that means is kick right in the middle of that ball and punch it into one of these up guys and just let it dribble through. And instead, he's going to kick it deep at the 16-yard line. Here comes the return from Sellers, who tries to go one way, cuts back the other way, and Jack Johnson T-bones him from the side and takes him down at the 26-yard line. 1 second left after the tackle, so the Gladiators will have one opportunity to do something or choose to take the knee, but a great job there by Jack Johnson to cut the edge and drop him.
Astoria cheerleader here just doing flips like crazy at about 1,000,000 miles an hour. It was impressive.
28-0, 1 second left in the half. As we wait for the Gladiators, it looks like they are going to go to the kneel formation here with no timeouts and not a lot of opportunity after that. It appears that they're going to go to halftime, trailing in this one 28-0. And there is the knee and the 1 second runoff. So there it is. The Fishermen will take the lead. Ezra Meyer takes the knee to end the half, and the Fishermen will go to the locker room feeling pretty good with a 28-0 lead. And it is an extended halftime as it is homecoming. We'll see if we can't get an interview up here to join us and talk a little bit about some of the festivities and fun, all the flag football and the volleyball and all the other things that take place with homecoming and all the fun that goes along with that. I'm sure we'll get a nice presentation here at halftime, and congratulations to all the seniors in the court and everything else that takes place with homecoming. And thanks for tuning in right here on ESPN 106.3. It is halftime with the Fishermen leading 28-0 here at CMH Field. Once again, thanks for tuning in on ESPN 106.3.
Seaside Outlets, over 100,000 square feet of savings and shopping. Great food for every member of your family. Featuring great names in retail like Nike, Eddie Bauer, Pendleton, Bath & Body Works, Rack Room Shoes, Rue 21, and Carter's. And it's all just a few blocks from the beach. Plus, there's no sales tax.
Seaside Outlets, 1111 North Roosevelt Highway 101 and 12th Avenue. Visit seasideoutlets.com.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Whether you're in Seaside, Napa, Astoria, Warrenton, or anywhere in between, North Coast Runners supports student athletes with available discounts. Check out northcoastrunners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College. The Peter Pan Market and Deli is the perfect place to gather for a quick snack and one of their signature sandwiches before the game. Enjoy covered outdoor seating or sit inside with beers and ciders on tap and wine by the glass. You can relax with friends before heading to the game. Make Peter Pan Market and Deli your morning stop too. Grab a coffee and a bagel or other breakfast treat before work. Order ahead at peterpan2go.com. Peter Pan Market and Deli, 712 Niagara Avenue, Astoria. Your local corner store and more.
Are you currently in the market for a new car, truck, or SUV? Then look no further than Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford. With hundreds of makes and models to choose from, you're bound to find something you want, including the Ford F-150, best-selling truck in America, 47 years running. Stop by Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford today and take a test drive and find that new vehicle you have always wanted. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, you always get the best deal at Dane Gouge's Astoria Ford, 1809 Ensign Lane across from Costco Gas, or visit them online at AstoriaFord.net.
Joe's Mobile. Fuel, diesel, groceries, snacks, beer, propane, hunting and fishing licenses, firewood, and so much more. 1701 Marine Drive in Astoria. Coming in, going out, or passing through Astoria, Joe's Mobile is your one stop where the people are friendly and the store is stocked with everything you need. All debit, EBT, and credit accepted. Joe's Mobile. Mobile Synergy Fuel and Diesel. Pump your own 24 hours a day at Joe's Mobile. Wait for it.
Joe's Mobile.
here on 106.3 ESPN Radio. You're listening to Astoria High School Sports on 106.3 ESPN Radio.
Welcome back here to CMH Field. It is halftime at tonight's contest, and a little bit extended during the halftime as they celebrate their homecoming court. They are being announced now. Congratulations to those young kids, and of course, a big crowd here turning out for homecoming as we expected. And, well, you know what, Bob? The most important thing tonight is the Astoria High Fighting Fishermen football game against these Gladiators, and so far the Fishermen looking pretty good to start things off. They started with an onside trick kick, trying to kick into that front line, came away with the ball, and proceeded to do exactly what they wanted to do.
They've just scored 4 touchdowns.
They have done that indeed. They got that first possession, got the touchdown in, got a short punt, got short field again, stuck another one in for 14 points, and it has been a good
recovered
game.
that fumble.
Recovered a fumble. They've taken care of the turnovers, and time of possession, turnovers, and all the important stuff is being handled. I think if you're Coach Rube at halftime, you might have one complaint on the card.
Don't hold.
Don't hold. They've had a couple of holding penalties, take 14 points off the board. They eventually did get a touchdown on one of those, but Gore missed a score, and then there was another score on the other end pulled back due to a holding penalty. And really, if you're going to take the negatives away from the Fishermen, it is penalties.
Yep.
Just silly penalties at the wrong time. They're not major, but they're big enough.
They didn't shoot themselves in the foot, but they grazed their toe.
Exactly. That's exactly what a good way to put it is. They're not so far killing them, but they are not helping them.
Yep.
As far as the offensive side of the ball, there's really not a lot to fix there. The running game seems to be working pretty good. The passing game seems to be working pretty good. The only thing
getting a little bit needs to just slow down a second and make sure that they're good passes. There's been a couple that have just been intercepted.
I was just about to say that. He's had a couple of passes that maybe were questionable. Maybe he's pushing the envelope just a little bit. And if he just dials those back just a touch, I think he's got a good opportunity to continue to push this second half. And we'll see what the Fishermen decide to do. The running game is going pretty well, and they've been able to do it with a couple of different runners. Yates doing most of the damage. But they've had some big runs from their sophomore coming in and handling things. And that sophomore is Cruz, Dominic Cruz. And we've had some good runs from Jack Johnson and Gore even on a couple of jet sweeps. So I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Rube, who usually runs a sprint offense and likes to throw the ball around a lot, in this second half with a 4-touchdown lead, doesn't sit on that running game and really sit into it. As we find out who the homecoming court is, I think they're using poppers.
They sure are. There's confetti all over the place.
And we know who our homecoming court is, or I guess we don't know who the homecoming court is. They're putting the sashes and flowers and crowns on those winners. So,
yeah,
congratulations to those kids. But, yeah, for the second half for the Gladiators, a lot to clean up offensively. They're just not getting anywhere on the ground. Need to get some movement there, and maybe they can come up with some creative or maybe even trick plays to get something on the board. But we'll see what Coach Rube decides to do here the second half. Is he happy with a 4-touchdown lead? Is he going to go to the running game and just start grinding the clock away and see what he can settle with? Or is he going to be aggressive and try to get a couple more scores on the board? And,
I bet we can see at least one more, though, coming.
It wouldn't shock me at all. The Fishermen are playing a really good game tonight, and they are going to probably try to do whatever they can to keep pushing, these Gladiators offensively and defensively. So right now the Astoria defense, last time we got to see them, they played really well against the Dells.
Amazing. That was such a game.
And I will say this tonight, that they're flying around the same way. They're trying to get to the edge, and those linebackers, Hill and Gore.
Well, it's just say tonight we haven't seen the defense play. They're doing that well a job that we have seen them maybe, 6-8 plays?
The defense has done a really good job of getting themselves off the field.
Yep.
And like I said, they're cutting the edges off. They're not allowing those outside runs. They've got a couple of runs up the middle. I think if we're not keeping accurate stats up here by any means. When you think about first downs comparatively, you always like to look at a few things. And first thing you look at is the score, 28-0. The second thing you look at is passing yards to passing yards. And right now the Fishermen are throwing the ball all around, and the Gladiators aren't.
I'll tell you, I've got the time of possession here, Rob, and it ain't pretty if you're a Gladstone fan. I mean, we're talking about 3.5 to 4 minutes of total offense.
Right, and then you look at, the other thing you like to look at is the rushing yardage, and right now the Fishermen lead that category.
Yeah.
Turnovers, the Fishermen lead that category, and time of possession.
Yeah.
And once you add all those things up, you typically come to the end of that, and you're like, well, I know what the score is. And, that's where the 28-0 ball game sits. So that's what we have right here. The homecoming festivities are wrapping up on the field. And congratulations to the court and to the king and queen. And we'll try to see if we can't maybe track down a name or so on one of those young kids.
If you're listening on YouTube and you were able to catch that, please let us know, and we'll announce it on the air.
That's right. If you're listening on YouTube via the YouTube channel, ESPN 106.3 Astoria, feel free to leave a comment and let us know, and we'll get that information relayed. We're going to step away for another few minutes and come back and get ready to go for the second half right here at CMH Field as the Astoria Fishermen kick off their league schedule against the Gladstone Riverdale Gladiators here at home. Next, it's off to Tillamook, then Seaside, Scappoose, and St. Helens. And for the Gladiators, they've got Seaside, St. Helens, Tillamook, and Scappoose.
Imagine that.
As league play commences, and those 0-0 records and rankings start to shuffle a little bit more. We'll break into all of that and a whole lot more as we get through our second half right here on ESPN 106.3. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's broadcast.
Hungry? Thirsty? Craving something delicious? Get to the Peter Pan Market and Deli in Astoria. They've got your cravings covered, from fresh sandwiches and salads to gourmet coffee and snacks. The deli is stocked with hand-picked ingredients, ensuring the highest quality in every bite. Need groceries? You're covered there too, with a wide selection of necessities and locally sourced products. The Peter Pan Market and Deli at 712 Niagara Avenue in Astoria. Visit online at peterpantogo.com for online ordering options. Taste the difference at Peter Pan Market and Deli.
Hi folks, these sports teams that we follow pride themselves on a long tradition of excellence. The same goes for the place you choose for your home loan. Northwest Lending Group is one of the longest continually operating mortgage lenders in Clatsop County. We've been here over 20 years. I invite you to give us a try. Let us show you how we've earned over 98% customer satisfaction rating. Find us at 1227 Commercial Street in Astoria, by phone at 503-325-4116, or apply online at nwlendinggroup.com.
Northwest Lending Group is an equal housing lender. NMLS 1469420, ML2891.
Marathon season is just around the corner, so quit running errands and start running for fun with North Coast Runners in Astoria. Stop in for nutrition on the go, info on local running groups, recommendations on where to run on the North Coast, and of course, all the gear you need, including being your Lululemon destination on the coast. Whether you're in Seaside, Napa, Astoria, Warrenton, or anywhere in between, North Coast Runners supports student athletes with available discounts. Check out northcoastrunners.com for more. Lace up and don't stop.
Hi, I'm Renee, contractor and owner of Lucky Duck LLC. Since 2011, we've provided Clatsop and Pacific counties with professional HVAC duct cleaning and dryer vent system cleaning. Residential and commercial customers, call me, 503-717-2231.
Lucky Duck with a T, LLC. Your HVAC contractors. Clatsop and Pacific counties. Residential and commercial. Trained and professional technicians. Visit us online. Lucky Duck with a T, LLC.
Joe's Mobile. Fuel, diesel, groceries, snacks, beer, propane, hunting and fishing licenses, firewood, and so much more. 1701 Marine Drive in Astoria. Coming in, going out, or passing through Astoria, Joe's Mobile is your one stop where the people are friendly and the store is stocked with everything you need. All debit, EBT, and credit accepted. Joe's Mobile. Mobile Synergy fuel and diesel. Pump your own 24 hours a day at Joe's Mobile. Wait for it.
Joe's Mobile.
Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College.
Attention. 1270 AM for Oregon State University Beaver football. And on 106.3 ESPN, catch University of Oregon Duck football, the Seahawks, and Astoria High Fighting Fishermen football. And on 106.3 ESPN, catch the Coaches Show, the Rube Report, every Friday at 6 p.m. with a look at what's going on with Astoria High's athletic director, Coach Howard Rube.
Brought to you locally by Peter Pan Market and Deli, Astoria Ford, Joe's Mobile, the Seaside Outlets, Northwest Lending Group, Clatsop Community College, Lucky Duct HVAC and Dryer Duct Cleaning, and North Coast Runners Supply.
Cheer on your favorite teams.
1, 2, 3, 5. This is ESPN Radio on KKOR AM 1230 and 106.3 K2464BV, Astoria, Warrenton, Seaside. This is ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to CMH Field. We are just a minute and a half away from the second half kickoff, and the Fishermen holding their own here against the Gladiators of Gladstone Riverdale. They are up 28-0 here at the half, and a pretty good half of football for the Fishermen. Not a lot of mistakes to correct. Offensively, don't hold. Defensively, we haven't really seen a big enough sample size to negate anything. Maybe if you could pick one thing out of the small sample size we've seen, defense doing a really great job of getting themselves off the field, is, I guess if I could pick one negative thing, would be to try to eliminate some of the runs up the middle. They've let a couple of them sneak through. Some bigger yardage plays there where a couple of first downs for the Gladiators have come into play, but not enough to really damage what the Fishermen are doing. They've done a good job of getting pressure on the quarterback. They've done a really good job of containing anything else. So I guess if you have to pick one negative thing to fix, I guess I go back to some of the high school coaches I played for and coached with. That was always kind of the thing. Pick one thing you can fix. Pick one negative. Find one, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's all. Nothing's ever perfect, I guess was the statement, right? So nothing's ever perfect. You can fix one thing. So what's the one thing you fix? I would say that it's the interior run defense of the Fishermen at this point, and it's not even really a fix. It's more of just a tighten that screw.
Yep.
Nothing major to fix, really. The defense is doing a really good job against the Gladiators here. And as far as offensively, maybe let Shacker know that, you don't have to force it. You got a lead, so throw the ball away. That's okay. And he put a couple of balls into jeopardy. Not a lot, but just a couple that maybe he forced. And, that's also one of those things you got to be careful about, too, because the last thing you want to do is tell your quarterback not to try to make plays.
Exactly. No, you got to be. You can't just sit there and think about it. You got to get that ball out.
It's a fine line. You don't want to take a playmaker or take a guy who's a gunslinger, or a guy who wants to try to get the ball out to his teammate, make something good happen, and tell him don't do that.
No,
because then you eliminate what makes him your quarterback a little bit.
Exactly.
So just a couple of minutes to go here in CMH Field. Still a comfortable evening. It is calm and comfortable. Just a couple of degrees drop here. Looks like we're going to kick off at 57.
You talking about rain? About weather right now? Remember last year, Rob, when we were here at homecoming and they were unleashing the boxes with the balloons and they were flying across the field?
We had some pretty good windy conditions last time around, so I'll take fall football and 60 degrees and comfortable with still not much of wind, and I don't even think we had much of a breath in that first half. It was
no marine layer rolling in.
No, none of that either. Usually we end up with a little bit of mist, not necessarily rain, but a nice kind of just wet mist that'll come through and moisten things up a little bit, make the ball hard to catch, make the ball hard to hold on to. Jerseys get a little slick. We haven't seen that yet tonight, so still calm, comfortable, dry, and no wind, and
great night for football.
Great night for football as the Fishermen are getting warmed up here on the sideline. Shacker throwing to his receivers, Hawkins and Hill, and we're about ready to go for our second half. Once again, the Fishermen will receive the kickoff, so they're going to try to double dip here as they were able to punch one in with just 7 seconds remaining in the half. They'll see if they can't get a free opportunity here with a double possession and see what they can come up with as the Gladiators line up in their kickoff formation. And I do believe that they have a female kicker on the team. We talk about recruiting anybody to come play football for the Gladiators. And I do believe, I want to double check that number, but I believe That is Lily Paluski, the senior.
I believe it ends in a 3, Rob.
Kicking for
23. Number 23, which is Lily Paluski. You are correct, Rob.
She's got the pink cleats on and the ponytail hanging out. And she is lined up and ready to kick off for the Gladiators. And Byros is going to return for the Fishermen. As she slaps the thigh pad, puts her hand up, ready to kick off. Lily sends that one into the up man, and honestly a pretty good kickoff as it hits at about the 33-yard line, and Fisherman is forced to go down to get it, and that'll end the play. No chance to return there. So there it is. The Gladiators kick off to the Fishermen, and the Fishermen will take over and get ready to start the second half with no time off the clock.
They're going to mark it at the 35.
Saw her a little bit in warm-ups, taking some kicks. She is listed solely as a kicker for the team. And 3 receivers out to the right. Shacker's got it, looks this way. Gore's got it on a lateral pass, and Gore's going to shake a tackle and get to the 45-yard line. And there is a flag in the backfield. It's going to be a block in the back is the call, and Shacker tilts his head to the side like, darn it. Gore had a nice first down.
I had a good tonight, man.
That's good yardage on that pass.
Yep. It's the 3rd and 1 against. Not Gore doing it, but.
And Gore is going to get negated on that play. He's had a couple of them pulled back. Touchdown. And now just a big yardage play to start the half. The Gladiators of 4 down linemen will now set up with a 1st and 15 as it is a spot foul, so the penalty happened 5 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. 1st and 15, the snap to Shacker. 2 receivers to either side. He looks quickly this way, back to Gore, same play, and Quinn's only going to get a few of them back. Short side of the field, the Gladiators a little more quick to respond there and able to chase him out of bounds.
And they're going to give him 1.
Short gain, not much. 31-yard line is where he ends up. 2nd and 14 now for the Fishermen. Once again, leading 28-0 here in the half. 3rd quarter is underway. Shacker lines up. He's got 1 receiver to his right, 3 to his left. Winterstein out this way, gets the ball, turn, little hook and ladder, little hook pass. Be about a gain of about 6 or 7. Maybe they're going to get him out of bounds. Or down at the
right marker, right at the 40. Oh, nope.
Scoot it back to the 39. I thought that's what they might be doing there. One official thought maybe the 40, but the other one corrected him and scooted him back. Same play, and he's going to be...
It's going to be inches within that first...
He is short down. For sure. The line to gain was the 45, and he's going to be short by about a football's length, I think. You're going to call it a full yard. So, decision for Rube here, 4th and 1, leading 28-0. The 44-yard line, they look to go in the jumbo formation. Shacker under center. And we'll see what the call is here, and it's going to be a quarterback sneak. And
no problem there. That is
what a great job by Shacker to get around the left guard. He got on the butt of his left guard there and just fell through the hole for a good 3-yard gain.
Yeah.
They're going to give him 2 where his knee touched down, but yeah, he pretty much just hurried up. He got the ball, moved over to his left guard, and fell through the gap there. And his guard and center cut a nice divide for him to fall in for the quarterback sneak.
We'll take 4 more downs here.
3 receivers out to the left. Shacker calls for it. Looks off that way. Claps his hands. He's got it. The handoff to Yates up the middle.
Oh, they're not.
And can't get him down. A nice 11-yard gain. As Silas squirrels through the middle.
His bell might have gotten rung there. Number 1's helmet came in and hit him right in the back of the head.
Somebody for the Gladiators is down.
Officials, timeout.
And the officials call a timeout so they can look at the injured player. He tried to get up and move, and he's in enough pain that he just went back to the turf on his belly. And not sure if he took a knee to the helmet, the midsection, or the thighs. But he's up and hobbling off.
Looks like an ankle.
And it could be any number of those things.
Yeah.
The way he was crawling off the field initially, if you've ever been punched in the stomach or anywhere in that area, sometimes you just need to take a breath on the field. You don't necessarily need the trainer, you just need a minute.
Yep.
And he's going to go to the sideline and take a minute. The trainers follow him to the sideline. He gets all the way to the bench and sits down, and the Fishermen all ready to go here with 9:26 in the third quarter. On the move.
Marked at the 48.
Little confusion from the Gladiators as they shuffle. Nobody deep. Watch for a shot here as Winterstein comes across. Hand off to Winterstein. It's going to be a sweep to the outside, and they're going to track him down this time.
That was a little 2-on-2 action there, Rob.
Eli Jackson for the Gladiators got to Rashad or to Winterstein and beat him to the edge.
Loss of 2, 3.
Time ticking at 8:50. And just nowhere to go on that run. I was curious if they might audible out of that with all the defenders moving up. The strong safety and the free safety also coming up. And they're doing it again. They're playing tight on the defense. Watch for Rube here to take advantage of that with a deep pass. And there he does it to Gore. Out throws Gore and off the tip of the glove of the defender.
Number 18 for Gladstone.
18 for Gladstone. Hendricks Butterfield, the freshman, freshman linebacker getting out there, laying out, trying to get one. He got his hand on it. So with a 3rd and 12, we'll see what Shacker and the Astoria offense come up with here. I thought that Rube might go deep. They pulled that safety and free safety up a couple of times, and I was looking for Gore or potentially Winterstein to maybe go deep on the pattern. At least send one guy. Keep them honest, right?
That's right.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Shacker calls for it. Claps his hands. He's got it. And it's a handoff to Yates off the side.
Leg in the back. Big.
He'll pick up maybe 5 on the play before he gets wrestled down. And holding in the backfield it is, and we talked about that as a correction for the second half, and the Fishermen have not corrected it yet.
No.
Block in the back and a hold. And this is going to hurt this one. If you're the Gladiators, you might be tempted to take the result of the play. They're not. So with 8:15 on the clock, and for some reason it is still ticking. I'm not sure why. After the penalty, it should be a stoppage.
22.
But 3rd and 22, nonetheless, that is the call for the Fishermen to deal with. This is an opportunity to try to, if you can get 10 out of this, you'll take it.
Right.
See what you can get across the field. You don't necessarily need all 22, but at least try to get that shorter 4th and decision-making down. Shacker's going to roll to his right. He's got 3 receivers that way. Hawkins can't quite break free, but he gets one off the hip going down. It would have been 12 yards short of a first down, but
it would have cut the
Shacker
difference.
tried to throw behind and settle him into a catch. He had no opportunity to get the first down as he was going to the ground, so don't be surprised here if the Fishermen don't punt it away, and Gore will scoot back, it looks like, to handle the punting duties. Also, don't be surprised, we've seen it in the past where Gore is the punter and instead has run. Winterstein sometimes handles the punting duties. Fishermen changing out their punters from time to time, and sometimes that's strategic for the go for it. 4th and 22, Gore waits. Gore settles it up and punts it away.
Good punt.
Bounces past the 20, down to the 10, and to the 9, to the 8, to the 7, as it's fanned to the 6. Nice punt from Quinn Gore there, and a good job by the Gunners, to get down there and
just wave it along.
Wave it along down to the 6-yard line. Good punt by Quinn Gore as the Fishermen set the Gladiators up deep. 28-0, 7:22 here in the third quarter. The Fishermen looking to control this ball game. And that was actually a pretty good series for the Fishermen after the penalty. Rather than trying to force the issue and get a turnover and something silly, just play it smart. Let your defense do the work they've done so well at already in tonight's game. Get the Gladiators in bad field position. Everybody breaks huddle, and here we go. Quarterback stands just outside of the end zone. Man in motion, and the handoff comes that way. No, goes the other way, and it's a great play by the Gladiators as they pick up 7 going around the right side. Little fake jet sweep, inside handoff, and squirting around the other side. That was Max McKee getting free for about 7. The down marker was scooted back a little farther than I thought it was, so closer to 7. He was back around the 6-5-yard mark, and I think he got farther than that. Under 7 minutes to go here in the third. 3 receivers come out to the left for the quarterback. Fisherman looking like maybe a zone. Man in motion goes, and
I was going to say, that's a
false start. False start indeed. Illegal procedure. 2 guys in motion. Essentially the same result for the penalty yards, 5 yards, and that'll cut 5 and make it a longer 2nd and 8. Not quite a false start, but 2 guys in motion. Illegal procedure.
Yeah.
6:20 on the clock. Fishermen line up, get matched up. 3 receivers set to the 2 receivers set to the left, Quarterback has it in the end zone. Looks coming this way, and a nice catch and throw to Sellers at the 15-yard line.
I thought we might have had a safety on that, Rob.
Boy, it was close. Be a first down for the Gladiators as they get out past the 15 to the 16. Great catch, great connection there for Sellers and the quarterback. Under 5:40 to go. When the Fishermen on defense will face this 1st and 10. On offense, the Gladiators set up in the short side of the field with 2 wide receivers. They're going to try to run it out to the right, get around the edge, and they get a little ways and not very far after that. Maybe a yard. Trying to find the grass on the outside edge, and it gets cut down quickly.
That was a weed whacker.
Ezra Meyer, quarterback for the Gladiators, trying to get around the edge and cut down immediately. I think Morrow was the one who ended up shaking his tackle to get in there and cut him down. Boyer doing a good job coaching his defense to make sure that the speed of the Gladiators does not get to the edge. Last time they send the 2 receivers to the wide side of the field. And from under center, handed off up the middle, shaking tackle.
Slips 2.
And Winterstein comes in to help drag down the ball carrier, and they drag him down after a good 8-yard gain. Going to be close to a first down. It was 2nd and 9, and I think he's going to be about a yard short. And a short yard at that. 4:20 ticking away here in the third quarter, and the Fishermen looking to try to get a stop here on 3rd down as they come out in the jumbo set. Stacked up, the same formation the Fishermen use with 3 down, 3 back in the backfield. And Sellers is going to bounce around the right side and pick up 7. Senior Billy Sellers gets around the edge and gives the Gladiators another first down. They're on the move.
Gladiators talked about something at the half. They're looking much better on offense this half.
Coming into the game for the Fishermen,
Third quarter, we'll do the 50-50
Gunnar Benton, sophomore, will check into the game in the linebacker position. And the Fishermen line up on defense, facing the 2 wide receivers set off to the right. This time the quarterback's going to keep it, stay behind his tailback, and spin free for a nice 12-yard gain.
Big run, gain of 11.
And the Fishermen on defense, this was the one issue we were talking about maybe trying to fix, and that's the runs up the middle.
Yep.
And the Gladiators are exploiting that right now. See if they bait Poyer into a middle linebacker blitz. See if he sends Hawkins or Hill trying to cut into the backfield and maybe shake things up and disrupt the ball carrier in the backfield. 1st and 10, 3 minutes to go. Handoff.
Great
No, this
job.
time they do. They cut into the backfield.
That is Doria. And
Hill cutting through. They did send the linebacker blitz, and sometimes that's all it takes is to get that linebacker in the middle to make the running back hesitate for a split second. And Duryea gets back there and helps break things up along with Hill, and they force a 2-yard loss on the play. 2nd and 12. 2:30 here in the third quarter. The Fishermen lead this one 28-0. Thanks for tuning in here on ESPN 106.3. And don't forget, you can also find us on our YouTube channel broadcasting live. Look for ESPN 106.3 Astoria. And quarterback fakes the handoff. Looks a little pressure. Nice connection at the 50-yard line. And then a scrum ensues as the ball carrier does not go down. Nice catch and play.
3rd and 4.
I believe that was maybe Jason Browning. I was trying to catch a number of the scrum as he came out of there. It's going to be a 3rd and 4. It was a nice connection. Fisherman able to get there right at the 50 and make sure it didn't go any farther.
it's about as midfield as that ball's going to get.
The officials stand over. A little miscommunication from the Gladiators from the sideline to the quarterback in threat of a delay of game here if they don't get the ball off. Of course, we don't have a clock to show it. The officials usually bark it out from the side or from the field. Handoff up the middle and handled and rolled backwards.
No game.
And I believe that was cutting in on that. Colt Kelly
In on the stop.
from his defensive line position gets the running back, the quarterback around the waist and swings him backwards, forcing a 4th and 3 with a minute to go in the third.
You're going to say timeout for Gladstone.
And we're going to stop this one a little bit early before the quarter hits. So with 58 seconds to go, the timeout hits. And it is a 28-0 lead for the Fishermen. No score here in the third quarter. But so far, the Gladiators have held the ball for a good majority of it.
They sure have.
Fishermen did a good job getting started, but a couple of penalties backed them up. They punted. A great punt all the way down to the 6-yard line. And after that, the Gladiators have chipped themselves all the way down to the 49. And across the 50 to the other 49. So they've made some pretty good waves here on this drive. Trying to keep things going, see if they can break the goose egg on the board. If the Fishermen put up 28.5, so can they. And that's how they have to approach it.
Exactly.
On the Fishermen sideline, got a few players warming up and getting ready to go. Sam Mather, the sophomore quarterback, throwing some balls here on the sideline. I would assume that if things stay this way late in the game, Coach Rube might throw him in, give him some live fire action. Jumbo set, 4th and 3 for the Gladiators. Fishermen stack the gaps, and we wait for the snap. And there it is. Quarterback off to the side. That is their stud running back.
And their stud just got pushed back 4 yards.
Yes, he did. Sellers couldn't get anywhere. The Fishermen did a great job of cutting off the edge one more time. And I do believe that forward progress is going to get him to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Yep.
And like you said, he was shoved backwards about 4 yards, but that was all after the fact. And good job by the Fishermen to get the ball back as they stop things at the line of scrimmage.
So that turnover, that's going to give Astoria a great position to capitalize on this drive and try to get her up to 34 here.
53 yards to go to pay dirt for the Fishermen. Shacker in shotgun, waits. Receivers all over the field for him, and this is going to be a handoff to Johnson up the middle. And Jack Johnson is going to plow forward for about 14 yards.
They thought they'd have him, and then he'd break free. They'd think they'd have him and break free about 3 times.
Yeah, it was a great run by Johnson as he squirts free and up the middle and just runs through arm tackles and pushes the pile forward. That'll put the ball all the way down at the 38-yard line. And 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Got to run one more play. Look for another running play by the Fishermen as Rube tries to kill the quarter. And indeed it is. Going up the middle to Yates. Yates cuts the side and gets hammered at the 25-yard line after a first down. And I don't think that Rube is going to get a play called here with 5 seconds to go. And that will do it for the third quarter. We'll be back for the fourth quarter coming up in just a moment right here on ESPN 106.3.
Seaside Outlets, over 100,000 square feet of savings and shopping. Great food for every member of your family. Featuring great names in retail like Nike, Eddie Bauer, Pendleton, Bath & Body Works, Rack Room Shoes, Rue 21, and Carter's. And it's all just a few blocks from the beach. Plus, there's no sales tax.
Seaside Outlets, 1111 North Roosevelt Highway 101 and 12th Avenue. Visit seasideoutlets.com.
Hi, folks. These sports teams that we follow pride themselves on a long tradition of excellence. The same goes for the place you choose for your home loan. Northwest Lending Group is one of the longest continually operating mortgage lenders in Clatsop County. We've been here over 20 years. I invite you to give us a try. Let us show you how we've earned over 98% customer satisfaction rating. Find us at 1227 Commercial Street in Astoria, by phone at 503-325-4116, or apply online at nwlendinggroup.com.
Northwest Lending Group is an equal housing lender. NMLS 1469420, ML2891.
You're listening to Astoria High School Sports on 106.3 ESPN Radio.
Those numbers are 6-0-2.
Welcome back to CMH Field. We start round 4 here in this contest. The Gladiators and the Fishermen battling in a 28-0 contest where the Fishermen didn't score in the third quarter, but still hold the lead 28-0. The Gladiators actually with a good chunk of possession in the third quarter.
It was just about, yeah. Astoria had the first 5 minutes, and then Gladstone had about 7 minutes.
The Gladiators on defense now as the Fishermen take over, and they do it from the 26-yard line, looking this way, get one off to Hawkins, out on the confetti to the 20-yard line, and there is a wrestle in the backfield there. Colt, and it doesn't look like Shacker's very happy.
No.
Holding penalty by the Fishermen once again. Not sure who it was against, but it looks like it might have been Colt Kelly tangled up with one of the defenders, and I think he just got himself in a position where he just reached out, got a hold of a guy, and just couldn't quite release, and just bad position. And
it's been their story tonight.
Going to change things for the Fishermen from 1st and 10 and 2nd and 2 to about 1st and 20 here. Good play on the first down play, but the hold will take away the yardage and the play. Tonight? I believe it is.
Yeah.
2 backs in the backfield with Shacker in this play. Gladiators leave a deep back. This time Shacker fakes, then goes long down the sideline, and the fingertips of the defender. Great job there by Hendricks Butterfield to get his hand up and tip one away. Hill was screaming down the sideline, and had Shacker floated that one just a little bit higher, he had Hill going to the house.
I believe that was Morrow.
Was that Morrow on the?
Yeah.
And that's that left side of the field. On the.
I got you, buddy.
On the sideline here, where I don't see very well. You'd think I would, but there's this giant wall in the way.
And you know what? When they go the other way, I kind of get quiet because I can't see anything either.
2nd and 20, 36-yard line, 11:21 to go. Shacker lines up his offense with 2 backs in the backfield with him, 3 receivers out. Waits for the snap, gets it, looks, 4-man pressure, and getting the catch underneath is Gore. Gets a hand on the defender Sellers and gets himself out of bounds for a short pickup.
About 3.
Not much on the second down play. It's going to be a 3rd and very long yet to go.
Yeah, 3rd and 17.
Let's see what the Fishermen decide to do here. Do you try to get half of this and see what you got for a 4th down, or do you try to go for the bomb here and maybe punt from this side? You're right in that weird zone of too long for a high school field goal and too short for a punt.
Incoming
Shacker
pressure.
Avoids it, gets out to the right side, can't avoid the other 2 guys, and gets swung down at the 33. As long as his hands didn't enter the neck hole.
Yeah, I thought he did there.
I think he just had the back plate of the shoulder, and I think the official did too, because they let it all go. So it'll be 4th and 15, and the scramble didn't get anywhere, so, or at least not enough. But Rube is in that weird spot on the field from the 30-yard line where a 44-yard field goal is iffy. A punt from the 30-yard line is
not ideal.
Not ideal. So if you turn it over on the 30-yard line, your defense so far has got the goose egg. See what you can come up with. 10 minutes to go. Shacker lines them up. Everybody's out in a formation. Gladiators walk up on the blitz, and Shacker rolls this way, turns his shoulders, tucks and runs. He's got the 25, the 20, out of bounds at the 19-yard line. It's not going to be a 1st down, but it's going to be a pretty good effort.
It sure is. 3 yards shy, coming from 4th and 17 is not too bad.
I don't know if that was a quarterback draw from the beginning, but he looked, and then just took off and didn't waste any time. And I think that was one of those things that he looked, didn't see it, and you know what? To heck with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to run, and just couldn't quite pick up the 1st down.
I think he would have had one more block. He would have been.
Might have got down the sideline just a little bit.
Yeah.
Instead, from the 18-yard line, the Gladiators will take over. 19-yard line. So with 9:41 to go here, Gladstone will call a timeout. They're going to talk this possession over. 28-0 is the score here at CMH Field. And coming up next for the Fishermen, it is a road game.
Yeah, we're going to head on down to the Cheesemakers' land.
Old Tillamook on the 10th next Friday. Then it's to Seaside, or I should say, then it's back here to CMH Field for a pair. Seaside, then Scappoose, and wrapping up on the 31st, Halloween night in St. Helens.
Halloween Town.
I'll make sure and dress up for you so you can catch that on the radio. For the Gladiators, they'll finish up the season in October, taking on Seaside next week. They'll do that at home. Then they'll travel to St. Helens. Then they get to host their last 2. They'll do that against Tillamook and Scappoose. And taking
2 very tough teams.
Yeah, indeed. As you look at the rankings, Tillamook at number 4, Scappoose at number 6. Right now, Astoria at number 10. And now that they have chosen to use the rankings based on your record and no preseason ranking, it's still a little iffy with these non-league games.
Yep.
We really don't know where anybody lies.
That's right.
Entirely, except we do know that Cascade, Marshfield, and Staten are some pretty darn good teams.
I was having a conversation with Tillamook's line judge, though, and they say that they're looking pretty good.
For the Fishermen, with 9:41 to go, they line up on defense, looking to stop the Gladiators one more time. The Gladiators look to get around the left edge and won't. Tracked down from behind. Duryea gets the tackle, and it's going to be either no gain or a very short loss, as the Fishermen now switching to the 3-down lineman set, using 4 linebackers trying to chase down the outside edge. Might give the Fishermen a little more leeway to blitz. And as I say that, now the 4th down lineman walks up onto the line of scrimmage, so never mind. Playing the 4-3 front. Right now, the Gladiators sticking to the ground for the most part. Under 9 minutes to go. 2nd and 10. Here comes the snap out of shotgun, and Duryea gets in, puts some pressure on. Connection, though, for 3-4 yards, and Sellers is going to get drugged down after about a 4-yard gain. Sellers has done most of the damage from his receiving position to the Fishermen, but it hasn't been enough to get too worried about if you're a Fisherman yet. He's gotten some catches and gotten some space, but the Fishermen have been there to cut it down pretty quick.
Yeah, they sure have. You might catch it, but you're not going to go anywhere.
Gets about 3 yards on the play. Long three. It's going to be a short or a long 6 to get for the Gladiators.
Astoria's defense looking good.
Once again looking good, at least 2 weeks in a row that we've seen, and I would imagine that if they played a 28-7 game, it looked pretty good last week as well. On defense, the Fishermen send the blitz. They're coming through. Pressure and intercepted one-handed. And returning it to the 10, to the 5, and to the house. Hudson Hill with the pick 6. Hudson Hill stepped in front of that one, and it was thrown right into the pocket. He was able to catch it one-handed, basically just the way you carry a football, right into the pocket there. And boy, he turned and ran that one back. Big touchdown for the Fishermen on defense to go up 34-0. And that will pin the extra point. And Winterstein looks to line it up. Morrow once again holding. Great job by Hill on the linebacker position. That throw came in, and he was right there back of the receiver. And like I said,
no question on that one. That is an extra point for 35-0 Astoria.
35-0. The Fishermen blanking the Gladiators tonight. 7:34 left in the contest, and what a great job on defense by the Fishermen and by Hill. Said that throw came in and it landed right in the pocket. You carry a football in your, the crook of your arm there, and that interception came in and landed pretty much right there for Hill. He didn't have to do much of anything except for run the other way. He turned on the defender and him both spotted up, and that ball came in a little bit late and behind the receiver and right into Hill, and Hill did a good job of tracking it and catching it and keeping it and getting down the field. And then finding the edge in the sideline
and
to squeak in.
Yeah.
Tackled right there at the front corner of the end zone, or hit at least right there, but was able to tight walk his way in. So with 7:34 to go here in the ball game, the Fishermen extend their lead 35-0. No. 7:34, 35-0, and Winterstein scoots back.
Brandon Winterstein.
And the whistle blows, and here we go. It is a line drive kick. Return man gets it at the 15. He's going to come up the left side, go a little farther that way, and they get turned back around and get tackled at the 26-yard line.
26.
Returning that kick was Max McKee. He gets a few yards, but not enough to set up a good spot. 7 minutes on the clock as the clock rolls here. The Fishermen up 35-0. And it looks like a few substitutions coming in for the Fishermen as the coaching staff chooses to put in a few of the younger players. Timeout taken by the Fishermen. And I think that is Coach Poyer and Coach Rube trying to make sure that they've got a full defense in there. And every substitution is accounted for.
Yeah. Get some young players in there and get it all figured out.
Some of the starters still hanging around. Don't have quite a big enough squad to do a full swap, so you still got to pull some duty in some positions. Archer Hawkins still out there. Winterstein still out there.
Morrow's still out.
Verrier still on the defensive line. Defensive line mostly intact at this point, but a few subs working into the linebacking core and the defensive backs. Give them a chance at a little live fire. 1st and 10 from the 27. 7 minutes on the clock. And the Gladiators come out with 2 receivers out to the right. Flanker off to the right.
High snap.
And high snap handled in the backfield, handed off, and it's going to be a tackle for loss.
Caught in the backfield.
That was big 71, Gibson Allen, sophomore, breaking free and getting back there. And causing the running back to lose 2 yards. Fishermen lead this one 35-0 after the interception on defense and the pick six to extend their lead. The Gladiators, 2 receivers to the right, out of shotgun with the flanker, handoff up the middle again, trying to dance free and only picking up about a yard. It was a shoestring tackle, and I believe that was 61 making the tackle for the Fishermen. I don't have a number.
I believe that's 35, Rob. Gunnar Benton.
He was in there cleaning things up, but 61, I think, was when it reached his paw out there and got him to trip. And then Benton was able to jump on him after that, but good job by the Fishermen to only limit that to a short gain. It'll be 3rd and 9.
I think we got a cramp here.
That is the typical pose. Leg up, trainer on toe.
Yep.
Anybody who's played football or any kind of sport, mostly football, you see that. You're down then on the sidelines at a basketball court. On back, leg up, trainer on toe.
Get that Charlie horse out.
Back of the calf or the back of the thigh pulling pretty good.
Yep.
Make sure you eat your banana on your bus ride up to wherever you're going.
That's right.
That's what we always had to do. Fishermen playing a pretty good game tonight, holding the Gladiators to a goose egg so far on the board, and the defense doing a great job one more time. They've only allowed 13 points in their last couple of contests, and the defense has come up stiff here the last 2 to 3 weeks.
They have.
They are not allowing a lot. As a matter of fact, the last touchdown we saw, the 6 points from the Dowels, came late in the game with some substitutions made by the Fishermen, and just one of those situations that,
it happens.
It happens.
It's learning.
And that's sometimes with a younger team, that's how things go.
They are fun to watch, though, I will say that.
Still working that cramp out as they tend to the player, the Gladstone Riverdale player. The Gladiators still getting worked on. Nobody looks worried. Still looking like it's a cramp, so. Fishermen getting a chance to take a bit of a breather here on defense and square up and get ready for this 3rd and 9. Good night for homecoming for the Fishermen as they get away with what looks like it's going to be a pretty good win. And
he's up and walking off the field on his own power. Got a
nice round of applause here by the Fishermen.
Yep.
Little hobble there as they're still going to work on that leg. That is Sellers, it looks like, their running back.
He's been putting in some work tonight.
He has indeed. You might need a couple of bananas on the bus ride home. Out of shotgun, Gladiators look to go. Fishermen match up on defense, and high snap handled. Throw down the middle, up in the air, tipped away, and almost taken away.
And almost caught a second time by number 35 for Astoria, 85 for Astoria.
Gunnar Benton, I think that's 35. No 85 on the roster. I think the 3.
No,
there's 85. An 85, you're right. Not seeing a purple 85. One of the young substitutes coming into the game, get on the field. 4th and 9 now for the Gladiators. And the Fishermen communicating. On defense, the short punt by the quarterback again, and that one bounces at the 45 and will go straight out of bounds.
No, it
bounces back in, but it'll come up forward at the 46. So the Fishermen will get the ball at the 46-yard line with 4:40 to go. And Coach Rube will send in his offense, and it looks as though Shacker's day is done. Yep. There's no desire to, or at least no immediacy to run out onto the field.
Got Sam Mather out there.
So Shacker's day is done. The Fishermen send in some offensive substitutes with 4 minutes to go. And we'll see what they can muster here in the last little bit as the Fishermen lead this one 35-0 here at CMH Field on homecoming night. Good turnout here for the Fishermen as far as the fans go. Another substitution for the Fishermen as Miguel Salisbury runs in. On the offensive line, wearing number 73, he'll line up at right tackle.
He's a big guy.
And here comes the snap for the Fishermen with 4 wide receivers. Handed off up the middle. Sweeping off a tackle, trying to catch the outside and spinning up to the 50. Good run right there by Dominic Cruz. Hitting the old Madden spin stick there to get up to the 50. 4-yard pickup.
We've got another Gladstone player down.
On his back, hands on his helmet. Arms are moving. That's always a positive sign. And toe goes up.
Cramp position.
And that is one of the situations when you recruit new players to get on the team and they're not conditioned and they haven't had enough practices in to work all of that out and end up with a cramp or two.
Rube coming out, talk to the Gladstone coach. Shaking some hands.
I think this is one of those things with 3:16 and the clock running that they're going to just say, hey, look, I'm not trying to do anything. Good game, good job.
Yep.
Kind of the, just got to dot the I's and cross the T's here.
Here comes the water guys. So get that guy a banana in a cup.
And there we go. Got him up. And we'll get him off to the side, get him hydrated and ready to go. Eli Jackson, sophomore, tight end and defensive end for the Gladiators. 3:16 to go, and the Fishermen line back up on the ball. 4 wide receivers. Get the coaching staff and the trainers off the field, and the Fishermen are ready to go after the official spots the ball, blows the whistle. Man in motion.
All sorts of flags coming in.
False start by the Fishermen. Trying to get the jet sweep off. It looked like they were trying to get Cody Johnson on a jet sweep. And instead, it's going to cost them 5 yards as get a couple of guys in motion there. That's a tricky play because you got to snap the ball at the exact moment your man in motion is right there by the quarterback, and it takes some good timing. They're going to do it again, and they're going to fake it this time and come around the other side. Cruz can't get free. He'll maybe get a yard as he gets thrown forward by the defender. And it'll be 2.5 to go here. It's 3rd and about 10.
Yep.
Get back to the original line of scrimmage. Fishermen break huddle and get back on the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers out to the right. And we wait for the snap. 2 minutes to go. Handoff up the middle to Cruz. Cruz is going to squirt forward for about 4. And it'll bring up a 4th and about 6.
Yeah, I believe you're right, Rob. Inside 2 minutes.
A long 5. Inside 2 minutes, the Fishermen, don't be surprised if instead of punting here, they just keep it on the ground. Just try to roll the clock a little bit more. At this point, first down isn't necessarily a priority, but just keep the clock moving, keep things going. As quarterback stands and waits, Sam Mather, sophomore. Looking at the official, waiting for the cue that the play clock is running down. Cruz has the ball, going up the middle, goes nowhere. Would go for about a yard loss. Finally thrown down about 7 or 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but forward progress is going to put him at the 50-yard line. He'll lose a yard. It'll be a turnover on downs and go back to the Gladiators. And with 50 seconds, the clock continues to roll with a 35-0 lead for the Fishermen here at CMH Field. A lot of defensive substitutions now on the field for the Fishermen. They respot the ball at the 49-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for the Gladiators. Once again, the center breaks huddle a little early, comes up, grabs the ball, everybody else joins him, and Gladiators out of shotgun. Wide receivers spread to the right and left, flanker. Back in the backfield, hand it off, and a nice gain up the middle, cutting back, and then getting hammered after about a 15-yard pickup. That'll be first for the Gladiators, but that'll do it. That'll run the rest of the clock off, and Astoria comes away with a 35-0 victory here at CMH Field. We'll take a quick timeout, come back, and take a look at next week's schedule right here on ESPN 106.3 as we wrap up the evening.
The Peter Pan Market and Deli is the perfect place to gather for a quick snack and one of their signature sandwiches before the game. Enjoy covered outdoor seating or sit inside with beers and ciders on tap and wine by the glass. You can relax with friends before heading to the game. Make Peter Pan Market and Deli your morning stop too. Grab a coffee and a bagel or other breakfast treat before work. Order ahead at peterpan2go.com. Peter Pan Market and Deli, 712 Niagara Avenue, Astoria. Your local corner store and more.
Hi, folks. These sports teams that we follow pride themselves on a long tradition of excellence. The same goes for the place you choose for your home loan. Northwest Lending Group is one of the longest continually operating mortgage lenders in Clatsop County. We've been here over 20 years. I invite you to give us a try. Let us show you how we've earned over 98% customer satisfaction rate. Find us at 1227 Commercial Street in Astoria, by phone at 503-325-4116, or apply online at nwlendinggroup.com.
Northwest Lending Group is an equal housing lender. NMLS 1469420, ML2891.
Be ready for your future with Clatsop Community College. Take college-level classes at CCC while still in high school and transfer them to a university when you're ready. Or take technical education classes to develop your skills to be prepared for in-demand jobs in the region. Clatsop Community College can help you be ready for your future. Contact the admissions office or check out clatsopcc.edu for more information on all the programs and transfer options available. Start here, go anywhere with Clatsop Community College.
Seaside Outlets, over 100,000 square feet of savings and shopping. Great food for every member of your family. Featuring great names in retail like Nike, Eddie Bauer, Pendleton, Bath & Body Works, Rack Room Shoes, Rue 21, and Carter's. And it's all just a few blocks from the beach. Plus, there's no sales tax.
Seaside Outlets, 1111 North Roosevelt Highway 101 and 12th Avenue. Visit seasideoutlets.com.